Hey, my Married at First Sight Nashville fans. Yes, can you believe we got another episode for this season to talk about? But hey, we get to see life after Decision Day. First, a date with a mystery man leaves one former wife with a renewed hope for love. A first date ends with a former husband pretty much seeing red. And the chemistry is hot when two former spouses steam things up making lattes. Welcome back to Romance Review TV. It's Lady T. I got another recap for you guys. Married at First Sight Nashville, Season 16, Episode 22, First Dates and Swapping Mates. And without any further ado, let's talk about this episode. So, this last episode of Married at First Sight was a sneak peek into the lives of the cast members since Decision Day. Now, I gotta say, there must have been some very interesting developments since some of these couples parted ways. Two of the husbands seem more devastated about leaving their spouses' dogs more than their wives, but most aren't letting a divorce even stop them from doing what? Finding the prospect of finding new love. So let's talk about our first couple, the only couple that said yes on Decision Day, Christopher and Nicole. Now, it only has been a week since Decision Day, and both Chris and Nicole are already preparing for their first wedding as a married couple. Now, they've been staying connected by sharing their hobbies with one another. They've been staying active too, and things are going pretty well for these two. And they, have looked like they've grown even closer. Now, as much as I love the fact that they did find happiness together, they have yet to have a major disagreement. However, hopefully, whenever that day and time comes, they will have the tools to be able to overcome it. So now let's talk about Aries and Jasmine, and they of course said no on Decision Day. Now Aries hasn't quite started dating yet, but Jasmine, she hit the ground running, reconnecting with a guy that she's known since college. Now she believes the best way to move on is to look forward. Now although Jasmine misses some of the aspects of marriage, she don't quite miss her husband though, and despite the separation, they have stayed amicable. Now Aries even feels like he has grown from this experience. And then we also see that Jasmine finally went on a date with the guy that she's been talking to since college. Now, although she isn't ready to introduce him to the world, we do get to see their date. Now, things seem to be going well until she asks her date if he's attracted to her. Now, although he quickly affirmed his attraction to her, he was kind of confused as why there would even be a question to ask. So I don't know if it looks like maybe, her experience with Aries have made her feel a little bit less confident or whatever. I mean, she is a gorgeous girl. It seems like she has a lot to offer. She just have to believe that for herself. So now let's talk about Clint and Gina. So since their Decision Day, Gina has pretty much been staying busy with work and doing some traveling. Clint, on the other hand, has been meeting up with Dominique to catch up, and they were both surprised to hear that their ex-spouses intended to go on a date together. However, Dominique, she got another guy in mind. She has her sights on another Married at First Sight alumni, Gil. Now, Clint encourages her to send him a message to see if maybe there's something there. So now Clint's friend set him up on a blind date, and things are going pretty well until he asked her about deal breakers. Now, out of all of the answers she could give, we weren't expecting this response to be none other than redheads.
What's been your deal breakers?
Redhead?
What the hell? What is with people against redheads? It's not a person. It's a hair color.
I think it's because I am. So it's just, whenever I'm hanging out with a redhead, I'm not gonna lie, people think you're related.
They think you're like kissing her sister.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't think so.
Every time I've been hanging out with a redhead, people think we're related. So that's
Interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that answer or her response being redheads. I mean, what are the odds that he would have once again another woman tell him that they don't like redheads? I mean, sometimes I know early in the season when we came across this, it was looked upon as an insult. Remember Gina saying a man with gingery features? Yeah, some people thought this was an insult, and I guess there's no need to insult him in this process. So part of the title of this episode is called Swapping Mates. And we have this situation next with these two, Gina, who of course is Clint's ex, and Mackenzie, who is Dominique's ex, who finally go out on a date. Now, I really don't see it for these two. However, Mackenzie is all over the place when it comes to his job and living situation. However, it does seem like he's made some decisions, and it's discussed when they go on their date.
You ever hit up Gina?
I did.
Tell her about the move?
Not yet.
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
You too?
I was very intrigued by you, obviously, your looks and everything. But then I found out you were an entrepreneur. And
We have that in common.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, like, when we first all met to go to the airport, I did notice you first. I was like, oh.
I feel like we've shared a few looks.
Looks, yeah.
I just wasn't as attracted to Dom
As me, I get it.
as you. There we go.
Are you even wanting to stay
Right.
here?
Just took an offer full-time in Michigan.
When is that taking place?
Be back in Michigan Sunday night. I'm still
You're
waiting.
moving now.
Yeah, I'm like in the midst of it.
That's a little bit of a bummer.
So as much as I don't see someone like Gina being able to deal with someone who isn't as settled as she is long term, she is, however, open to the prospect of continuing to date, even if it's long distance now that he's moving to Michigan. However, I'm not quite sure that he is as open to getting into a serious relationship with her. So I guess that remains to be seen, and I guess we'll find that out probably on the reunion episode. So our final cast members are Shaquille and Kirsten. Now, Shaq is dealing, unfortunately, with the loss of his grandmother. And sadly, the last time they saw one another was at his wedding day. Now, Kirsten did reach out and contact Shaq to check in on him after discovering his grandmother had passed. Actually, this is the first time they even communicated with each other since decision day when they decided to get a divorce. Now, Kirsten, of course, have been taking time to focus on herself and her career. She did meet up with Coach Shan as well, as we saw in this episode, to help her get through the process. However, she still does want to be married with kids, but has decided that she doesn't want to rush into anything. But she still felt that she needs some closure from Shaq after being rejected. So the question is she ever going to get that closure? And I think the only way we'll probably find that out is on the reunion episode. Okay, so let's get the conversation started down in the comment section. Do you think Gina and Mackenzie will make a good couple? And should Kirsten reunite with Shaq to gain the closure that she's looking for? Let me know your thoughts. So I hope you enjoyed this recap. Stay tuned for other recaps and updates on this channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.